yomo sheti yoto Unverity and she Lole mwaye toro Ronti yolo jotin kaljo Kiyon tianwa tian fiya jarawa Taba wolotu tasi wolo wosi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live mentorship session for the Yappi initiative. My name is IKENNA OGUIKE. In a minute, I'll be introducing myself in more in-depth fashion, but I'm really excited to have you guys here, and I hope this will be a very interactive and exciting session for all of us. So in a minute, I'll just let me quickly share my screen so I can take you through a short presentation that I prepared for the benefits of the program. Okay, so let's get started. We are here today. The title of this presentation is Now That I Know Animation, Show Me the Money. Now, I assume most of us who join this program, Yappi, joined for a number of reasons. Some people because they felt it was time to exhibit their skills, but I bet you almost all of us joined this program because it was an avenue for economic emancipation, wealth creation. In short, it was an avenue to make money. And here's a free opportunity, zero cost to you to gain knowledge with which you can make money. So my job here today is to actually point you in a direction which I believe can transform knowledge you have gained into economic prosperity. And how do I know this? I'll just share something very, very important with you now. This entire program you're in now, Yappi, is a mirror of my personal life. I've lived your experience currently. I've gone from a young student who didn't exactly know what the future held, penniless, but somebody with a vision for or a love for animation. And I got into it without 10 kobo in my pocket, without a laptop, without nothing. And I'll tell you how that story went. So this presentation is going to take this format. This is a table of contents I prepared. And in case any of you can't see, maybe the text is too small or I'm speaking too fast, I'll share the presentation in your groups later on. I'll have the members share with you guys so you can enjoy afterwards. So just a little bit about me. My background is I'm an electrical engineer. Go figure. Was an electrical engineer during animation. I'll explain how that happened. My experience is 23 years across oil and gas, power, infrastructure, strategy and business development, you name it, I've done it. My passions include my family first all the time. Soccer, I'm a great soccer enthusiast. I'm a great Arsenal fan. Beyond that, I love building up young entrepreneurs. I love building businesses, and I love creating wealth. Today, I'm the COO of Del York Group, CEO, Chief Operating Officer of Del York Group. I'm also the Deputy Program Lead of this program, Yappi. So, my animation journey. This is 2023. I started animation in 1995, 1996, when a bunch of us, then we were students of the University of Lagos, still struggling to put a buck or two together just to survive. Just paying school fees, having money in your pocket to do the normal things that students do. It was quite a thing at the time. But how did we do it? We looked at ourselves and we said, look, we can't go into crime, we can't cheat anybody, we can't steal. but we have brains, we have focus, we have capacity to do things that other people probably couldn't do at the time, and we set our minds to it. With little monies we had, we were able to buy computers, and at the time, and I'll show you the kind of computers we had at that time. This is where, I mean, today I hear a lot of people talk about, I don't have a laptop, I don't know how to do animation, what do I do? I will share with you what it was like back then. And think about the technology of 1996, think about the technology that you have today. Then imagine the leaps and bounds that we have today in terms of technology, and imagine what we had to surmount back in those days to able to succeed. And if we had relative success then with limited tools, then today the excuses for anybody trying to make a living out of animation should be a lot less. So like I said, we went through hell and high water just to produce anything for animation. And at the time, we were able to engage with the market. We were engaging with production studios and advertising agencies, architects who wanted to do animation for their presentations to their clients, all kinds of things. At the time, we were pioneers. And one of the company at the time was Agama Studios, which later became a company we christened as Homemade Cookies. Trust me, it was challenging back then. So these are some of the companies or some of the commercial successes we had then. We worked for IGI, that was Industrial and General Insurance. Today they're still around. In fact, we had the first animated promo on TV. We did it at the time for IGI. We did also for Tower Aluminium. That eagle you see on the screen there, that's the Nigeria 99 on a 20 World Cup mascot. We did the animation for that. We also did animation for Benson and Hedges. We did for a lot of companies, but this was over 20 years ago now. I don't have all the details, but I'll find some more and send across as we go along. So how did you make it all come together, given all the challenges we had back then? These were some of the tools. Today, everybody has a laptop. Today, nobody talks about desktop anymore. But these are the tools that we were dealing with back then. This is what you see before you. This was the laptop of those days. It was a desktop with very meager specifications. And at the time, you find yourself as an animator or anybody in the 3D space, you find that you now begin to think about the back of the computer to see what's inside it, to make sure that what's inside the specification can actually help you in the work of animation. So this, like I said, your thinking transcends just what is in front of you. It transcends into the computer itself. And the reason for that is simple. You need power, you need processing power, you need storage, you need to, at the time we started thinking like engineers from nowhere. People who were engineers started thinking, how can I make this work? How much processing power do I need to make maybe 1 minute or 20 seconds of animation? Trust me, at the time, we had very low processing power, but thankfully we were able to be innovative enough, think of ways to go around it. And this is a typical tower case where you had all the RAM, the ROM, everything joined together, and typically we'd open it up and just begin to engineer something better to help us with processing power and speed. I'm sure a lot of you have started rendering scenes and all that in animation work you are doing. I know if anybody has started rendering, please just signify in the chat that I've started rendering, and at least if I'm not an animator, I can render. You can just put in the chat, I can render. So here are laptops and desktops that at the time were the rage of the time. If you had this kind of Apple desktop at the time for animation, you were the king. You were the happening people in town. And with this, you could make money. So at the time, we were able to put money together to buy some of these things. Any money we earned, we'd throw it back into the business and we'd buy. As the market was evolving, we were trying to keep on trend. Now, I put this slide here just to show you some of the experiences we had. This, my friends, is a floppy disk. Please, in your future life, if for any reason you see this kind of thing, stay away from floppy. This, after, would work and render, would spend, today, maybe if you want to render a scene in animation, maybe it might take you 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on how complex the scene is. In those days, we would spend 48 hours, 72 hours just to render maybe a 20-second scene for a movie or for a production that would be taken to a client. At the time, we'd render and then we'd have to then save it on these floppy disks. And these floppy disks would, 9 out of 10 times, they would fail. So imagine having worked all night, struggle, put all this thing together, and then you get to your client. You took I use the word choke advisedly. You choke the floppy disk in the computer and it crashes. And along came the CD-ROM that saved us. This had higher capacity. It could save more stuff on it and made the work a lot easier. I'm trying to take you guys through the journey so you get a better appreciation for where we are today and what you can do with the knowledge you are gaining today through Yappi. This was the 504 that we used to, after we had done all the work then it was on campus, in Unila campus, in the quarters section, would load all our equipment into this 504 and start rushing to the client's place just to meet deadlines. Sometimes it was the day of the presentation, sometimes it was the day of global airing of what we had designed, and it was a challenge at the time. So today I hear people talk about, I don't have my computer, cannot render fast, cannot. This was the way we used to render back those days. Would call everybody that we knew had a computer, because at the time we couldn't expand our capacity to render. We'd go borrow their computer, would connect them all together, so we'd gain more processing power, just so we could deliver on client requests. It was a job. Today, the technology has so evolved that we have what they call render farms. These are arrays and arrays of hardware that helps you render in minutes. So we have evolved from back those days. So I thought I would share with you guys a quick story, and I call it my Valentine's Day story when we were in school. A young lady had approached us at the time to say, Valentine's Day is coming. I want to do one small animation project for my boyfriend, something to say I love you, and let it be something unique. And in those days, we would do the project and then go to the cyber cafe. You can see examples of cyber cafes here. And then we would upload, the plan was to upload what we had done for the girl and then attach it to her email, send it to her boyfriend in America at the time. Lo and behold, on the day we got to cyber cafe, we have done all the work for 2 days, no sleep. The girl she had paid how much? Maybe 1,500. Balance was 2,500. We got there. You know how devil works. At the time, I was the one who opened her email to begin to attach the design, the animation work, only for me to see her boyfriend has sent her. You know some men, when Valentine's Day is coming, that's when they want to break up with the girl. Only for me to see in the girl's email, the boy has sent message, and the title of the message was, "It is over." I nudged my partner, say, "Please attach quickly. Let's attach and send." Unfortunately for us, the girl saw the message and our business ended there and then. So a lot of experiences, I can go on and on about a lot of experience, but the point is, I want you to get an understanding of where we were, why Yappi is important, what were the pitfalls of the industry in the past, and how we can leapfrog those pitfalls into a new opportunity. So why did we fail back then? And I use the word fail advisedly as well. The industry was still in its infancy in Nigeria. I like to tell people who care to listen that my friends and I, in my company at the time, and our small ecosystem at the time, were actually the first people in Nigeria who actually got on the internet. In those days, we would have a computer, you connect it to your phone, and then this very annoying sound would come on, and then you finally connect, and then it was an experience. But the pitfalls and why we failed back then was, like I said, the industry was still in its infancy at the time, and most parts of the world, even not just Nigeria. Technology was also fast evolving, so things got into obsolescence very quickly. Software you have today, tomorrow it has gone obsolete. You have to start thinking of how do I get new things and all that. A lack of funding. There was no Yappi at the time. I told my team members, if we had Yappi back those days, by this time we would have been doing our own Hollywood blockbusters, but it's never too late. And we thank God for Yappi. High cost of software, also military rule was becoming an issue across Africa. Thank God. Unfortunately, today we are going back to it. Internet issues, and most importantly, there was no supporting ecosystem of collaborating partners like we have today with Yappi. Please, if you are happy about Yappi, please just indicate in the chat by saying, I am happy to be Yappi. So why do I know? I don't think, why do I know that Yappi will be a success? Why do I know that since you are a member or a participant or a student in Yappi, in this program, why do I know that you will be successful? Why? Obviously, I've seen it before. That's one of the reasons why I've taken my time to explain what came before and where we are today. Now, today, there's a commitment to build a strong and sustainable ecosystem through this partnership with MasterCard. Technology has improved also in leaps and bounds. I took the time to show you the previous technology and where we are today. So there are more tools and resources that you can call on to assist you in your journey in animation. I'm saying all of this because and by the time we get to the offline program, when we all put our face to the names and we all interact physically, there will be no excuses. There will be no excuses for not succeeding, because we have come a long way in this journey, and you are the beneficiaries, the first beneficiaries of this vision. So we're also investing in providing career guidance. I'd like to thank Dr. Akan for doing. I've sat in on some of the mentor classes he's held for you guys, and I know you guys know, as I believe, he's a wonderful guy and he's really doing wonderful things for you guys. So please, this is my shout out, Dr. Akan. If you love Dr. Akan, please put in the chat, I love Dr. Akan, and let's keep encouraging him to do good things for us. Cross-cultural influences. Animation has become a global phenomenon, drawing influences from different cultures and styles. And I'll explain that as we go to the next slide as well. Animation has expanded to include 2D, 3D, stop motion, motion graphics, and much more. Streaming platforms have changed the animation landscape, offering new opportunities for creators. There's Amazon, there's Hulu, there's Netflix. So, and as we go forward, I'll explain the relevance of all these people to you. So, the Wakanda story, and this slide is called the Wakanda story and Yappi. How does Wakanda and Yappi connect? How many of you know that the Wakanda story is an African themed story? And Africa earned just a minuscule amount of, this movie grossed over $1 billion in box office takings. The amount of that money that came to Africa was just tiny. So whilst we are designing Yappi initiative, we said to ourselves, one of the reasons why Wakanda and the Black Panther movie did not have any impact on the African economy is because we didn't have a hub of African creatives, the likes of which we are building now with Yappi. And we said, no, it won't happen again. There will not be another Wakanda story without Africa, without Nigeria, because the talent is here, the gift set, the skill sets are here. So it's our time. It is our time. Please, in the chat, type, it is our time. Collectively, it is our time. If you believe it, type, it is our time. So I'm asking, in the Black Panther story that grossed over $1.4 billion, at the box office. Did you get your share? Did you get your share? I didn't get mine. We are going to redress that with Yappi. So the big picture for Yappi is we want to build Africa's first animation hub. An animation hub includes many different skills and competencies. You are learning the generalist program now. As you go forward, some of you will decide, you know what, I'm better at this aspect of animation, I'm better at this aspect of the global value chain. And this is where I will focus my efforts, and I will collaborate with others to make Africa the animation, or Nigeria, the animation hub in Africa for global movies. And the idea is, if, for instance, now they want to do a new Black Panther movie or any type of, Africa has so many important stories that it hasn't told yet. We have Shango, God of Iron, we have Obatala, we have Abinukanu, we have Queen Amina. All those stories can be put to animation and can be told from our perspective. Today, we are building the talent, we are building the platform that will tell those stories through you, the participants in Yappi. That is your challenge. That is where, if for any reason throughout this program, you've had cause to doubt yourself, to say, why am I even here? I don't have internet, I don't have laptop, if for any reason you've doubted yourself, today, remove all doubt. You're here because we want to build together an animation hub for Africa. That hub will make sure that the next time a movie grosses $1.4 billion, Africa, Nigeria earns at least 30% of that money. You personally, as a part of that ecosystem, you earn millions of dollars from that money. If you believe it, please say amen in the chat. So the title of this presentation is, Now That I've Learned Animation, Show Me the Money. If any of you have seen the movie Jerry Maguire, this is the inspiration of that concept, where the guy who is trying to market, the sportsman, is telling him, I can help you make money. And the guy says, okay, you know what? Show me the money. So my job here today is to try and I'm going to take a series of sessions for you to actually get it, but this is a brief overview of where the money is at in animation. So I know Dr. Akan has already taken you guys through the career routes, the 3 career E routes, which are essentially employment, entrepreneurship, and education. So what I'll try to do is to taper that conversation into the opportunities within the animation space. Now, the stages of animation production, right? There's the pre-production stage where all the planning goes. There's the actual production stage. Then there's the post-production. After you've done all the designs and all that, and then you begin to put effects and all of that. But I'll just take you through them. I'll just speed through them because there are quite a lot of them here. Now, within all of these stages, there's a value chain of different job opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities, and I'll speak to the 2 sets of them in a minute. So for the pre-production stage, like I said, this is before you begin production, when you begin to design all the elements needed to produce a movie. So conceptually, let's say to ourselves, we want to produce, or we want to produce special effects for a movie. I want to produce a full-length animated movie. Please, some of these terms I'm using, you will become familiar with them as you go forward in your journey in animation. So assume a full-length animated movie is start to finish all animated. Special effects on a real-life movie might include you creating environments, that's backgrounds that interact with scenes and all of that. But again, like I said, there's time to learn, and like I said, I'll share this slide with you so you can get the understanding. So pre-production includes the scripting, storyboarding, visual breakdown of each shot in the film, and shows the artistic direction and design of characters. In all of these things I've described now in pre-production, there are job opportunities. There are job opportunities that pay in dollars. Pay in dollars. If you like dollars, please put in the chat, I like dollars. This is an example of storyboarding where each scene of the production, you draw it. So if you are inclined as a storyboard artist, you can draw very well. This might be an area within this value chain that you can excel. So like I tell my team all the time, not every one of us has to be the experts in all aspects of animation. I can take one aspect and be the champion of it. And when I've taken that one aspect, I can then join my competencies with others and then form, either create movies or create production studios that can actually produce movies on demand. Keep those terms in view as we move forward to become more interesting to you. So jobs in pre-production, at the pre-production stage, there's director stage, there's director job, there's screenwriter, storyboarder, layout artist, artistic director, character designer, concept artist. Like I said, you'll get to know about all this as well. This is a description of what the director does. He designs the entire process of making the animated movie. He looks at all the stages and he sits on top of the entire production process. Screenwriters, they write the screenshot, the concept of the story, they design all the synopsis, and they design the entire process of the film. Storyboarders have explained that already. Layout artists. So there's a role for you in every aspect of the pre-production when it comes to the pre-production phase. Now, in the actual production phase, these are the jobs. 3D modeler, you can be a rigger, you can be character animator, lighting artist, production manager. Now, my experience is much of the time, the amount of work that goes into every individual aspect of this value chain is so specialized and immense that most times studios just they can take one scene and give it to a specialist and leave it there. Specialist, do your job, send us back the finished item, and then we'll go on from there. So there's an opportunity for you to make money at every stage of this production stage. I've shown you opportunities in pre-production. This is the production stage. So the amount of jobs, and I would like, as an exercise, for each and every one of you to go to any animation or animated movie you have seen and go speak to the end of the animated movie. Look at the credits, look at all the amount of jobs that flow after the movie is over. Voice, lighting, editing, rigger, animation. Just look at the amount of people that work on one animation. As an exercise for you, just do that, and I'll follow up with the team to see how many people have been able to do that. This is for 3D modeler. This explains the kinds of jobs what's the importance of a modeler in the process, of a rigger, people who take the design character, they put skeletons in them, and they make them do the actual animation, move around, dance around, fly, jump. That's the job of a rigger. An animator, he looks at the entire project and he decides, okay, you know what, I'm going to design it in such a way, put textures, colors, and lighting, bring up just stage of animation. There was a special part of animation that was just lighting. You don't know the effect of lighting until you become a specialist in it. A lot of us take it for granted, but lighting is a specialist segment of animation. If you go in with the wrong type of lights, you can mess up an entire scene. If you're supposed to be a day scene and you put night lights, you can mess it up. If you are supposed to use spotlights and use a different type of light, you can mess it up. So being a lighting artist is a major part of the entire concept. A production manager is also part of the entire thing. Like I said, I will share this with you also so you guys can get a fix. At the post-production stage, the special effects artist, the matte painter, the editor, the sound designer. If all you have is a fantastic voice, you have a fantastic, either a singing voice or a spoken word voice, you can be that character behind the scenes who is speaking on animation projects. So if you are collaborating, for instance, with other animators or other people on an animation project, you can be you cannot decide, you know what, I know animation, I have gone through this program. I think in addition to my skills of animation, I actually have a good voice. I can be the voiceover artist on animated production. These are explanation of all these things. You see them when you get so this is what's his name, Mr. Johnson, The Rock, who has done a number of animated features. As a sound, in the sound aspect, he has done soundtracks and he has excelled in that aspect. I don't know how many of you here know this young man. If you know who these guys are, you can just indicate in the chat, I know who they are. I've profiled them for a reason, so you guys can just to make the point that you can actually take one aspect, of the entire industry and focus on it, and that will be your bread and butter. That will be how you make money through this program, through the knowledge that you are gaining. And these guys, their name they are the Ikorodu boys. And all they do, their specialty is hooping. Any new movie that comes out, you see them, the what do you call it? The preview of the movie. They go and spoof their own preview of the movies. Please go online and check for them and see what they've done in the past. The point here is that you can take a special aspect. There's so many things. If you have a creative mind, if your mind is creative, you can design for yourself a space and be the master of it, like this young man have done. So this is just an example of the animation industry. You can do work in movies and TV, in games, and also in industry, through the automotive industry, engineering, architecture. How many of you know you can actually work, you don't have to be an architect. You can actually design architectural work for architects. Architects, they will design a building, for instance. They want to do what is called a walkthrough. They want to show their clients, if you go like this in my building, you will see this. How many of you know that person doing that walkthrough can be you? That can be you. You, with your knowledge of lighting, the knowledge of camera movement in animation, the knowledge of sound, of all of these things put together, that person can be you. So, what some of these roles? I'm talking about the roles. What is the money inside? My brothers and sisters, let me be first to tell you that a lot of these roles are dollar-based. They don't pay naira. Dollar. Mark it down, they pay dollar. For instance, a production assistant can earn $30,000 to $60,000 in a year. A storyboard artist can earn $50,000 to $85,000 in a year. An animator, the animator can earn $60,000 to $100,000 in that's salary. This is not entrepreneurship. Salary. You can earn $70,000 to $120,000 in a year. If you multiply that by 920, you know where we are. Animation supervisor can $150,000 a year. Light and compositing artists, I keep talking about lighting. It's an important aspect. $70,000 to $120,000 a year. Production manager, $60,000 to $120,000 a year. So, creative director. I heard somebody talk about they wanted to be a creative director. This is the money you can earn: $120,000, $200,000 a year. Voice actor, you can do between $1,000 to $5,000 for each voiceover session. And don't think because you are based in Nigeria, they can't use your voice for a production in America. The world has gone beyond that. The world has gone beyond what it was in my time. That's why I took the time to explain what it was like in my time. In my time to now, the world has changed. So never underestimate yourself. Never sell yourself short. You are a global citizen. You are a stakeholder of the world. So you are able to earn these salaries even just sitting from your home in Lagos. Writers, you may be a good writer, you may have good ideas for a movie. What if this movie about my life in Lagos, my struggles, I can put it to, I can make it an animated movie. You can write the entire script and you can earn money, $120,000. Yeah. So within Yappi, there's, well, like I've explained, there are different members of the value chain that actually create an animated movie. The question is, I want to ask, how many of you can form an enterprise? Enterprise is a company, of course. We all know what enterprises are. How many of you can decide today, okay, you know what, in the course of this program, I've become more adept at designing scenes. You know what, I'll call my friend who has within Yappi, who looks like is good at some other aspect. 10 of us can come together and can form an enterprise. We will be there to support that enterprise. Yappi program, DCA, MasterCard will be there to support that enterprise. And Dr. Akan has spoken a lot about enterprise creation and what have you, but I'm speaking directly to you now that, like I said earlier, there was no ecosystem in my time. The ecosystem that we're partly building now would include people who can actually fund you to build out an enterprise. As we go forward, I will expatiate on this. So what I would like to see, what program would like to see, is that some of you come together and say, okay, this is my specialty. Two of us are animators. You can be modeler. You can be specialist in this. You can be specialist in sound. Let's come together. Let's form companies. Once you've agreed on that, in the groups will indicate, would have a proper mechanism. This is just an overview of how it will probably work, right? Once you guys come together, we'll form you into an enterprise. We'll mentor you, we'll help guide you, and potentially push you in the direction of funding. The aim here is to ensure that you guys are able to form an enterprise that's sustainable, can stand on its own, and can compete with the best in animation all over the world. In subsequent programs, we'll bring up individuals who are specialists, who already have animation studios, even in Lagos. And they'll tell you about their journey, they'll tell you the things to look out for, and we will be here to guide you. Forming a company and running a company is not an easy thing, especially in Nigeria. There's so many things you need to know, and we will be here to guide you to achieve. So like I said, it's like a band. Every individual within that band has a role. Whether you're a saxophonist, whether you're a guy playing the guitar, whether you're playing the drums, everyone has a role. So if you can get band members together to form your own band, we'll be here to support you in that regard. So, like I said, building a brand, you can design, have your own small logo for the company that you have designed. We'll support you in that regard, information. And once that's done, once maybe a couple of you have come together to form Sule Girls Company Limited, or the boys in blue, animation boys in blue. You form your own logo, we'll help you set all of that up. Subsequently, by the time you have finished this online portion of Yappi, we hope to be able to onboard you into our talent pool platform, where we would engage, we would interact you with people, SMEs, who are looking for people who can help them to either for advertising of their products, or to design walkthroughs, or all kinds of people. Will match you with them. So in that platform, you can earn money as well. Okay. So this is a screenshot of our Delaware talent pool, where we hope to onboard some of you who will show the level of interest and enthusiasm to go to this level. Okay, so I'm near the end of my presentation because I really want to hear from you guys. Who are the players in this industry that I think you should be looking out for? And when I say looking out for, I expect we are on our own as Yappi. We're working to see how we can partner with some of these entities to provide you guys with opportunities in jobs, opportunities, entrepreneurship, partnership opportunities, internship opportunities. We are working to make sure some of these things happen on our behalf. So let me zero in on Epic Games. We are currently engaging with them to see how we can make some of these partnerships happen. If you're not familiar with Epic Games, they are the designers of Fortnite, the game. If any of you has played Fortnite, you'll probably be able to relate. Dead by Daylight as well, the Alien movie, the Alien game as well. Also, Assassin's Creed, Return of Mook and all that. So like I said, we're working towards a partnership to make sure there's opportunity for you guys to make money. So this is Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is one of the world's most advanced real-time 3D creation tool. And what I like about Unreal Engine is it's designed by Epic Games. What I like about it is it focuses on building environments, building like walls of your own. So you can decide, you know what, today I want to build a world in my mind that is like a Wakanda of my village. And through that, I can tell a story. Okay, if I build a world, I can get a partner of mine within my enterprise to build out another aspect, maybe the characters within the story. So you're getting my drift here. By application, we'll achieve success in this enterprise. So this is just a quick show of a built-out environment. This comes from our Unreal Engine website. As you can see the way they built the environment in the background. Just look at the background, not the guy flying around. I hope you guys can see. If you can't see, like I said, I will share with you. This is just for you to get an idea of what is possible. So in the future, if any of you knows about New York, we are building Africa's largest film city in Ekpe, in Lagos. Please endeavor to Google to find out more about the project. There will be a university, a creative university here as well, where we'll have expanded courses in animation as well. We'll have places for game development. We'll have esports. We'll have all kinds of things there. It's really exciting. The project we're doing with the Lagos State government. We've recently signed all the agreements. Land is in place. Financing is coming in. So it's something for you guys to look forward to, you know, and would really invite you guys to come on when the project is complete. So at this point now, I look forward to your questions. Thank you guys for listening. Okay. So you guys have questions, comments? You guys have questions, comments? If you want to see the money, you better ask me a question now. I can show you the money. Okay, so I'm seeing a question. A second. So there's a recurring question about laptops. Let me just be very clear. If I as clear as I can be, never let anything say no to you if you have said yes to yourself. I that's why I keep referring to. I took the time to show you what we went through in our time. There was there was no support. There was no laptops at the time. And I showed you so with ingenuity. But rest assured, we have an online aspect of the program where there are laptops provided for your benefit. David Hosanna Sampson, one question: what is the best option for international connection? Like I said, we are prepared to mentor you, provide you access to foreign studios, opportunities from across the world. The idea is it's easy to say, I have there are foreign partners, I have people abroad who I can discuss with, but it's good to get the mentorship so you understand. Because there's a method to the madness. You have to understand. Back then, we didn't have anybody to teach us, but with the knowledge that we have gained, we can provide guidance to you. So, what's the best option for international connection? What's the best option? I would say, first of all, build your profile, build your deck, build your what's the word? Build your portfolio. Sorry, I would keep slip. Build your portfolio of projects. So you have started now with Yappi. I've seen a lot of designs. Some of you have done. Keep up the good work. You only get better. There will be frustration, no doubt. There will be times when you'll be frustrated. You'll be like, I know do it again. But stand back, take a minute, walk, and come back. Because you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. Friday, Joseph, thank you for sharing hard times. My question is, how did you fund yourself? Like I said, every morning we meet. So we were working for advertising agencies. We're working for architects. We're working for, like I said, I shared the story about the young lady. And those small young people who wanted to do things would go around campus, we share their ideas with them. Do you know this possible? Do you know this possible? You can do this, you can do that. And then so every money we made, we reinvested back into the business. But we're always trying to stay ahead of the obsolescence curve. Anytime something new came out, we tried to get it. Every time something new came out. So before any new person could enter the market, compete with us, we're already there. So we earned money from all those sources. TV, we had a number of designs on TV. Okay, so Ken this is asking thank you, sir, how does a digital illustrator come in here? So if you look at I've seen some of the work you guys have done in your assignments, if you see there is actual 3D side of it, and then there's the 2D side. You can have 2D designs inside a 3D animation. Doesn't mean because you're an illustrator. There are lots of opportunities for you as an illustrator. If you have skill, a digital skill, you're in this program, you have somewhere for you to fit in. So don't be bothered. Just follow the exercises, follow the courses, do your assignments, do your quizzes, make sure you do the final project. And as you continue, you will find, when I started animation, check this out. When I started animation, I had never used a computer before in my life. But through animation, I learned CorelDRAW, I learned Photoshop, I learned even Word, I learned Excel. I learned everything about the computer just by using by learning from. So I didn't learn from the basics to the more complex. I learned from the complex to the basics. And it was through animation. So what it tells you is that animation opens the door for many other opportunities, many other skills that you have. Orit Egbe says, do you think we should finish this program before taking on jobs? Yes, I think you should finish this program because there's a lot to this program. This program, like I said, it combines failures of others, personal failures, failures of industry. It combines all that experience and it lays it out in front of you. So if I were you, I would finish the program before I start taking jobs because you would have a better understanding of how actually to operate as a business taking jobs. Some of you now, you go, you want to take a job. They say, okay, give me an offer letter for the job you want to produce. You go and you say, my name is Mr. John. They say, what's your account number? You put John Tunde, is any bank? No. You have to be an enterprise. You have to have a company that you go and you say, this is my company name, this is my company account, these are my details, my letterhead, pay me here and here and here. There are so many aspects to this, and this is not as you go along mentorship, you learn all these things. But a lot of us take these things for granted. Company ownership, formation, operation, we take it for granted. So a lot of the time, we find that you're not representing yourself to your best possible potential. You go to the potential client, you have a company, they don't take you serious. Okay, issues and tips. If I had a beautiful story now that I could be animated, who do I pass it to and be sure it will not be stolen? So this is a classic example of why I say go through the program first before you start taking jobs. Is the world, sometimes the world can be a place of cutthroats. So you need to be able to protect yourself. You need to know how to protect yourself, to protect your ideas, to protect your copyright. You need to know how. We will provide you. So, like I said, we can't have all that information in just 1 second. Where we're at now in the program with Yappi is now introducing you to that side, how to actually own your own business, how to operate. Even if I'm going to be going for a job, if I want to apply for a job, where to apply for jobs, all of that is what you'll be learning now. So this question answers the previous question as well. Will I be taking jobs now? So what you need to have these competencies and have the benefit of it. And guess what? You're getting benefit for absolutely €0. Your return on investment here is fantastic because you have put not a kobo in, putting your time, putting your effort, and you are about to turn the life of yourself and your family around. Cosmic Chris asks, please, sir, is there any other platform to get animation jobs aside from Fiverr and LinkedIn? Like I said, we'll have our own platform where we'll profile you guys, where we'll expose you to partners that we have in the industry. We'll also expose you. So Fiverr and LinkedIn, those are just two platforms. Do not constrain yourself. You are a student of the world. Don't constrain yourself to only those two platforms. Because the question you're actually asking is, there's a lot of competition on Fiverr and LinkedIn. Will they see me if I'm on Fiverr or LinkedIn? I hear the question. The answer is you can own your own platform. You can be on a platform that has a different type of message that will reverberate around the world. We'll talk more on that as we go forward. Sir, during on-site training, will there be accommodation for those who don't live in Lagos so they can come? So ultimately, this program will go all around Nigeria. But for the off-site side of things, we are starting with Lagos, Abuja, and Enugu for now. We would ultimately expand to other sides of Lagos. But what we're trying to do now is for the sites that we will not have we're trying to create, in partnership with other parties, animation hubs where we can invite you guys to come outside of these hubs are listed. Modis is asking, sir, in a rapidly evolving digital landscape, how can we ensure that traditional animation techniques and craftsmanship continue to thrive and remain relevant in our community? My answer to that is you need to own your story. You need to tell your story to the world. We need to stop going to hear their stories. We need to be telling our stories to the world. So when we tell, we have now access to the tools. We have access to the resources. We have access to the markets. We can tell our stories at our own pace. So we always remain relevant. We have our own community. We have our own animation hub as a constituent part of the global community. So part of Nigeria's problems is we don't stand our ground. We don't stand gidigba. Let us stand. Let us have our own relevance in the world, and through that we'll be relevant. Elizabeth Amos is asking, are there any unique challenges or considerations when working on animated projects compared to live action? Well, the unique challenges you might find in animation includes time. You need to spend a lot of time in. So I'm sure you guys have started doing projects like where you have to render. Rendering takes a lot of time. Well, the more advanced your system is, you can work faster. So that is one challenge, but that is being surmounted with new technologies and the like. What other challenges? So one thing you should know about animation compared to live work is in animation you can design anything you want. In a live project, you may not be able to bend the character and make the character somersault 70 times at once. In animation, you can do that. You may be able to move cars in a certain way in a live project. In animation, you can do that. That's why you see live projects try to find a way to put animation in there because it gives them flexibility to do a lot more things. Princess Pinawe, Majita from Nigeria Delta, is asking, good evening, sir. Please, how do we position ourselves for internship positions to help us grow and improve our portfolios as illustrators and animators? This is a question that will provide greater answers to through our mentorship side of things and through the platform we're building for you. Unfortunately, time is not our friend. We have about 2 minutes more. But like I said, we'll share the presentation, and also if you have further questions, if your question wasn't answered here, please endeavor to send through the group, through the monitors in the groups, monitors in the groups, and we can help give clarity to you. So guys, it's been fantastic sharing with you my experience, my background, and it's also been even more fantastic sharing with you what the future holds for you, for us as an ecosystem, for our country, for our continent. If you are having difficulties, look ahead to what is coming. Let ginger you. Tell your friends who may have stopped or who haven't started to come back to the program. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, and talk to you all soon.
I see ọlọ́jọ́ tí kájọ. Ìbéèrè dópí ilé ayé tá a wá yìí o. Ohun kan ṣoṣo ní àánú tá ò rí. Àlàáfíà nìkan ló lè tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn. Ẹni bá fẹ́ kọ́ bọ́. Mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ní sọ. Ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé ènìyàn asán lórí asán ni. Ẹ fi ọ̀bọ̀ ṣe tí ó tọ́. Ohun rere tí à ń ṣe ló lè mú ayé tòrò. Rántí ọlọ́jọ́ tí kájọ. Kí ni ohun tí à ń wá tí à ń fi yá jára wa? Tá bá wo lọ́tún tá sì wo lọ́wọ́ sí.